Hello, are you out there? This is Mark with Redo Over, and we are back to Master of Orion. Last session, we kind of did a deep dive into the mechanics of pollution, and we looked at spies in a little more depth, and we also learned a bit about toxic and radiated planets and how to mitigate those features. I learned something new that I hadn't messed with in a long time, so at any rate, this is kind of the point of doing this, is to dive in deep into the game, think about it, and just kind of try and get the most out of it possible. So I think it's really cool that I figured out something new about the game, despite having like 1,000 hours on it or more. So here we go. Right now we just re-entered a trade treaty with the Nolan because our old one just expired. So we've done that. We're kind of getting close to being broke here. Piggy bank's getting empty, but let's hit next turn. What we're waiting on is for our next technology, the electromagnetic refraction. As soon as we get that, we will be able to cross these red hyperlanes here with our ships for the first time ever, and essentially explore the rest of the galaxy. This has been like our sector or quadrant. We haven't been able to get out of here yet, but it's coming. So, Robo-Miners completed on Nayu 2, Planetary Radiation Shield next in queue. Awesome. We'll let that go. We'll hit next turn. Sweet. We got a couple things to look at here, but I do want to take a look real quick at we had a pollution issue on Sol Prime last turn. Let's jump back to Sol Prime. You notice the pollution bar is gone if you were watching last episode. We'll actually go into the planet here. You can see now that our total pollution is 0 of 300, and it's sitting at a -4 per turn, meaning we have that much overhead. I want to pull a researcher off of research, put him back into production, and you can see it puts our overhead to exactly 0. So we're not polluting, but we don't have any deficit. And that's kind of like optimal. We want to be producing as much as we can without polluting. So yeah, we'll call that good right there. We'll hit done. Spy India recruited by humans. Awesome. You can see we're kind of growing our spy network. I want to keep going with that. I'm not going to go crazy right now. We don't need 20 spies, but we're sitting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8? Yeah, 9. Oh, because Alpha's in jail. Yeah, we could use a couple more. We might build it to 10 or 12 active spies for now. So let's train another agent. Juliet will be ready in 8 turns. Is Juliet... Juliet has a beard. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, hit done. Nice lukewarm coffee. Delicious. And finally, Research Lab completed at Tamek 3. Government Support Facility next in queue. That's fine. We'll hit done.
My friend, I come to you with the most splendid proposition.
Okay. This is a simple technology trade deal that they're proposing. They are going to offer us the personal shield, which is not very useful personally, but might as well get it. They're offering that. We don't care. It's for ground troops. It makes your ground marines better fighters. They want the orbital shipyard, which is actually a pretty handy technology. So, excuse me. Coffee burp. Why would we give them something really useful for something we don't really care about? Because we're spying on them. Agent Bravo has been stealing technology. If they have the personal shield and we don't, eventually Agent Bravo is going to steal it. Well, we want to get them, so we're trying to get all the technologies anyway, whether or not we need them. So we could have her waste an entire round of a spy mission. I think it's like 10 turns between spy missions. And she could steal something anyway, but we can just get it right now. And then that way when Bravo steals the next technology, that personal shield won't be one of them. We don't have it. We don't want her to steal it. It'd be a waste of her time. So let's just do it. We hit accept. Now, I wouldn't...
I'm glad we can see eye to eye.
And we'll say goodbye.
And now, the news.
I'll get back to my point.
While carrying out secret, high-level experiments, human scientists stumbled onto a critical scientific breakthrough.
Yeah. So, Multi-state insulator technology is considered one of the big breakthrough technologies in the game because it opens up the galaxy, so that's awesome. I was saying, what about the Nolans? Oh, if the Nolans were more of an enemy, like a true competition for control of the galaxy to us, we would not willy-nilly trade them technologies. We would let Agent Bravo steal that, and then hopefully they don't get anything from us. But since we know the Nolans are locked into their little two-system empire, this is all they got. 2 planets and an asteroid belt. And this planet here looks like a tundra planet. It's a tiny tundra pore. Yeah, this is a garbage planet. This is their home planet, and that's an asteroid. So that's all they have. So that's why we can let them have technology willy-nilly, because they'll never be a threat to us. They can't overcome us by any means at this point. The Human Republic has reached a major breakthrough in science. Multi-state insulator. Boom. This is the breakthrough. We also got the stealth suit, which is nice. A stealth suit reduces our mission risk by 25%, so like Agent Bravo is much less likely to get captured when she spies. So that's cool. I like that. But the multi-state insulator absorbs rogue energies generated by unstable warp point, preventing them from jamming a ship's navigation system. Allows ship to travel through unstable warp points. Yes. Yes, yes. That's what we've been waiting for. Done. We do need to choose a new technology now. There's a lot of good ones in here. It's not easy to decide. Astro University, espionage training. That's not bad. Jump gates? That's not bad. I'm just going through real quick. Structural analyzer, Cybertronic computer. What are you? Subterranean farms, weather controller, space elevator. That's a huge one. It's minus 30% to ship production costs because you're like lifting the materials up into orbit. That allows you to build up a space navy much more quickly. Now it's expensive. It's 5 maintenance per elevator. You'd have 1 per planet potentially, or maybe on your naval planets, but that's expensive to maintain. And battleship? Oh, I like that. Bomber bays, pulson modification, antimatter drive is nice. These are all really good. Gosh, I having trouble even deciding what to try and get. Let's do espionage training in Astro University. The jump gate seems like it would be really nice, but the reality is the jump gates are really expensive to maintain, so there's no point in rushing to them. They're costly. It'll eat up all the overhead we have. So let's just take teaching
Fantastic.
methods. Done. So that was that. Here, personal shield acquired through trade technology. Awesome. And then finally, Tamek 2 has grown. Let's take a look at Tamek. They're at 2 of 5. They're working on their gravity generator right now. Gosh, yeah, these guys are suffering to produce. It looks like only the machines are producing here, the structures. These poor civilians can barely work under the weight of the gravity. That's why they're producing 0, and the fact that it's an ultra-poor planet. Yeah, that sucks. See if there's anything we can make to help them. We could do a neutron collider. Yeah, and a robo-miner. Well, we're going to have to do that. Let's get the neutron collider in the queue. And then maybe a government support utility facility. So we'll let them finish the gravity generator. Then that neutron collider will help upgrade their ability to produce. But yeah, this is a pretty cruddy world because it's tiny, tundra, ultra poor, low gravity. It's a shithole. We'll hit done. So let the fun begin here. Actually, I'm gonna save real quick. I don't usually save, but I just realized save game. Since we're kind of like gonna go explore alien worlds, yeah, this is it. Cruiser, sending them out. And actually, let's send out our space vac as well. So those are going to go to this system, and then here at the top, let's send in the scout, and then let's break up the fleet here. We'll go frigate, cruiser, space vac this way, and these guys are going to go here. Oh, Man, oh man.
The hindmost of the Darlak Cabal greet you. We are sure we'll have much and more to discuss.
Okay. This is the Darlak Cabal, so they're shapeshifters. They exist within these suits that conceal their real skin, their faces, and everything else. They're spies. They're the spy empire. The hindmost is their leader, meaning that they're behind the most layers. They're the most hidden from other civilizations. No one knows who the hindmost is, like the master spy. Currently, they're neutral. I see their disposition is relaxed and is slightly in the green up there, so they don't dislike us. There are no current events. This is the first time we've met them, so we're going to say goodbye. Goodbye. So that's the first aliens we've met. Now check it out. It looks like the Darlak Cabal controls these systems. I see they have a military outpost and a military outpost, and you see the red ring with the shield. That means it's defended. That this outpost will not let us through without a fight. So our fleets are going to get here, and we're going to have to turn right back around. This area of the galaxy is going to be closed off to us, unfortunately. Now we could attack, but that'll make a war immediately. I would much rather we infiltrate their empire with spies. That's right, spy on spy action. So let's jump up here to espionage, and let's choose one of our high-level spies. Let's take Charlie. Let's have Charlie infiltrate an empire. Select destination. Nolan or Darlok. Well, we've already got Spy Bravo in among the Nolans, so we're going to send Charlie into the Darlok. Start the mission. It'll take 8 turns, and we'll send her in. She's one of our level 5 spies. She's one of our best, so she should be able to get in there, especially with that stealth suit we just got recently. Should help her out. But yeah, and then Nazin discovered, Zabit discovered. That's literally Nazin and Zabit. That's these two systems. Although we're not going to be able to explore them. So we'll hit next turn. What's going on down here? Still on their way. Okay. Atari Prime has grown. 4-7. Yeah. I always take the unhappy people. I put them up in research. No reason. Doesn't do anything. Well, it does kind of do something. It means as the population grows, as they get a 5th and a 6th person, that 5th or 6th person could potentially get in one of these slots. And you always have all your research slots, open essentially. You have one research slot pretty much for each person you have, so this will grow from 4 to 7 eventually. But yeah, I would rather a new pop that comes in number 5 or 6 get one of these food or production jobs. So that's why I put my unhappy people up as researchers. Tough for them. Matar 5 has grown. Population 3 of 5. Looks like we have some unhappiness here on Matar. That's not great. They're sitting at 65% morale, and 1 out of 3 people is unhappy. That's not so good for them. I am going to grab then the government support facility. That'll yield 10% morale bonus. And we'll put that in ahead of the radiation shield here. That should help them out. Hit done. Spaceport complete at Heel Prime. Cruiser is next in the queue. Automated factory is completed at Matar Prime. Hydroponic farm next in queue. Awesome. Next turn. Oh, wow. So we're getting a little bit of a look at these planets. They're not explored.
The Skylord of the Alkari greets you, Wanderer. I trust you have the wisdom to coexist with us.
Okay. So this is the Alkari Skylord. Now, you don't want to start a fight with these guys. So the Alkari were once a flying species on their home world. It gives them their natural flyers, essentially. So in space aerial combat, they have bonuses to attack and defense, and their ships move faster. So their naval fleet is monstrous. Whether in size, their ships are simply better than everyone else's, until you offset it with technology. But you either need to bring overwhelming forces against them, or you need to have overwhelming technology to take on their ships. So right now, if we wanted to expand the military force, We have the Nolam, the Darlok, and the Alkari. We could go fight. Well, the Nolam we could easily conquer, but the reality is they're providing us a massive economic bonus because we keep them in that trade deal every single 20 turns. We re-up it over and over. It's like having a massive influx of cash. There's no reason to get rid of them. There's not necessarily a reason to get rid of anyone in this game. You don't have to. But the Darlok, they're good spies. They're not necessarily good fighters, so they would be the ones we would invade. The Alkari we're going to leave be for now. But they're calm, and we'll say goodbye. Now, interestingly, electromagnetic disturbances detected. So what that means is these planets are occupied. Take a look at this real quick. Here we go, way up here. See how these planets are shadowed or grayed out? We haven't explored them yet, but we did receive an electromagnetic pulse from them. It tells us that there's a civilization. They're colonized. That's what it's telling us. And without having to get any closer, we know they're colonized. However, as we've floated down here, I don't see a star base, and we did not get an electromagnetic message from these worlds. We're going to colonize these planets next. I don't think they belong to anybody yet. They're going to belong to us in a moment. Pollution processor completed at Sol Prime. Planetary radiation shield next to Q. Let's jump in there real quick, actually. You can see now our pollution cap is at a -15 because we made the pollution processor. That means we can take another fellow off of research, dump them into production, get this stuff built even quicker. You see we still have -10. We could load even more in there, but we don't want to neglect our research. So this is our primary research center, especially with Zara Song promoting research by +40%. So we're not going to mess with that anymore. And finally, spaceport completed at Tormontius Prime. Starbase next in queue. That's awesome. We want that, and that starbase will help increase our command point cap. So that'll come along shortly. Fleet needs orders. So you can see here, we've approached the starbase, but the starbase is essentially stationary. So we're not in a fight with them because we're not at war. And we could choose to attack the starbase, but it can't choose to attack us. We just can't get past it into the system, right? It's like a barrier wall. It's just a mechanic within the game, so you can defend yourself a little bit. But we're going to recall our fleet. We don't need to be messing with them there. However, I do want to guard this warp point because I don't want them to come explore and possibly make trouble with the Nolan. I want to keep them out. So let's move back and move back, and then check this out. Aha. The Keat system is empty, but our scout can now explore additional systems. So let's set our scout to auto-explore, and it's just going to start going on its merry way. We're going to leave a cruiser here to defend this warp point, maybe 2, maybe the frigate and a cruiser, and then we'll send our cruisers on to explore these other areas. And then down here, these guys are still on their way, so we're going to hit next turn. Ah, crud. These are inhabited. Gosh darn it. Let's take a quick look here. Cruiser will go here. Techies Prime, and we'll send our guy here.
Living in makeshift tunnels under the surface of the planet, the Eldritch are a mysterious race with a secretive past. They don't travel the stars, at least not any longer, if they ever did. They do seem to know a lot about the galaxy, though, and welcome you with eager eyes. Too many eyes.
This is essentially a non-spacefaring species. So let's view their planet real quick. Here are the Eldritch. Population 16 on the planet. So these are essentially like guys that you can welcome into your empire, and if you invest in them, these guys are farmers. So this race will provide the protecting race with 3 food units per turn to all the colonies in the system. That's not really a very useful one. We would not mess with that. But ultimately, these planets belong here with the Alkari. Now I see there's a fleet over here of destroyers, and then we have another planet here. So I'm going to send the cruiser. You know what I should do? Hold on. Now let's block this off. I'm going to move our cruiser back to here, and I'm going to guard there to prevent them from traveling. And I'm going to send this little guy in to check out this system. So we're kind of using our ships as scout vehicles as opposed to using our scout ships, which is fine. It's a legitimate way to do it. Let's see what else we got here. Disturbances, system discoveries, independent planet discovered, and finally research lab completed at Tamek Prime, government support facility next in queue. Awesome. Next turn. Automated factory completed at Atari 2, hydroponic farm next. Cool. And Robominer completed at Tormontius 2. Let's jump in there, choose production. These guys are doing pretty good. 8 of 9 population. They're not polluting yet. What could we have them do for us here? I think maybe we should get another colony ship ready to send out as quick as is reasonable. So I'm going to have them start on a colony ship. They have the population to support it, and they'll have that done in 6 turns. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we find a planet out here we can explore. So, that being said, this guy's scouting. This guy's headed out. I guess he can get through the warp point, maybe? What is that? It's a scout ship. Okay. Oh, and a scout ship. Awesome. Let's do this. I'm going to send the frigate back to here. Just the frigate, and I'm going to have it guard. That'll prevent any more Nolan ships from coming through. Then I'm going to leave 2 cruisers, but I'm going to take our other cruisers in our space factory, and we're going to send them to here. And these guys are going to guard here. So what we're doing is we're using our ships essentially as small star military outposts to prevent the Nolan and the Darloks from freely moving. We're trying to control their movement so they can't explore the galaxy, short of blasting their way through our ships, which would mean we declare war. I don't think they're going to want to do that. And then down here, we will have our cruiser as soon as it can get here. There we go. There's Hadar. Yeah, all those are colonies, but we're going to have our cruiser guard right here. These are 2 destroyers, but they're no match for our cruiser. I can tell that why. I think, so look, the Alkari ships over here on this box over there, their attack power is 16 combined, their defense is 138 combined. We are sitting at 54 attack power and 115 defense. So though they have a few more hit points, we have way more attack power. So they won't mess with us, not with those 2 ships. So we're going to sit there and we're going to camp out right in the middle of their system. Now, because we haven't made any sort of peace with them, no embassies or anything like that, they don't really have a way to get us out of there, short of trying to destroy our ship. So we're gumming up the works for them, which is a good strategy. Nothing wrong with that. Controlling where everyone else can go. Yeah, let's hit next turn. We don't want the Nolan going anywhere without our permission. Haha. Mission success. Spy Bravo. Mission Steal. Location Nolan. She acquired fighter base. Done. Very good. And then let's jump back up to espionage and reassign her. By the way, Juliet is in training. Charlie is nearly done infiltrating the Darlak Empire. And here is Bravo. Let's give her a new order, which is steal some more. Please keep stealing. It's the most valuable thing you can do with your spies is steal. Now let's infiltrate the Alkari as well. I didn't mean to leave out of there. Espionage. We have Agent Delta is also a level 5 spy. We're going to select Delta. Infiltrate Empire. Select destination. Alkari. Start mission. Boom. So he's heading in, Delta. So yeah, that's not bad. Now bear in mind, because we pulled out Charlie and Delta from our counter espionage, they were level 5 spies. They are the best we have. We've lost our agent counter espionage, went from 20% to 14%. So we've lost the ability to protect ourselves because we're sending out our best spies, and we don't have enough baby spies to offset that. So that's one reason why we want to keep training new agents. We're trying to get these guys in quicker. Teaching methods will help with that, though, with the spy training facility. So Final things down here. Planetary radiation shield completed at Sol Prime. Deep sea cooling next in queue. That's good. Spaceport completed at Obakis Prime. Starbase next in queue. And yeah, let's hit next turn. These are occupied planets as well. We do have to be careful because they could come after our space factory. That's another destroyer. So yeah, the Alkari have more than explored all their portion of the galaxy. So we are going to withdraw our space factory back to a safe location. And yeah, I'm trying to decide what we want to do here. I could pull our cruiser back, but we might send in more ships and try and lock down all these locations. And just break up their empire and make it hard for them to control their own space. Planetary radiation shield completed at Nayu 2. Cruiser is next. And some more electromagnetic disturbances. That's fine. These guys are already, they have their commands to blockade. And then here we are. So, by the way, the Nolans did get to the multi-state insulator just as we did. And they're able to travel those space lanes. We didn't allow them to do that. They got that technology themselves. But that's why we're blocking them off here at this warp point again. We don't want them getting through. So, let's send our space fac and a cruiser to here. And let's send these guys this way. So you can see we have quite a few systems. Kind of, we're going towards the core of the galaxy. Oh, and here you can see the shape now of the Alkari Empire and the shape of the Darlok Empire, just by the colors. And I'm guessing that's coming through because our spies, maybe we're getting general intel on them. Maybe not complete, but partial at least. And we have a feeling for the extent of their empires. Got a couple minutes left here, so let's look at something we haven't really messed with too much before. The Path to Victory tab up at the top. Here we go. This is interesting. So there's the score, which is overall up there. Conquest victory, which is essentially just a measure of your military power. Technological victory, level your technology, level. Economic, that is relative to your BC output, I think, for all intents and purposes. In diplomatic victory, I think that primarily focuses on your population. Maybe? I've never really followed it too closely. Pull the diplomatic strings of the galaxy and become the Supreme Chancellor. So the Alkari apparently have a lot of population. I guess maybe they had a larger quadrant of the galaxy, so they spread more. They certainly have a lot of systems under their control. So yeah, they have a boatload of population. We're sitting at 69. Nice. They're sitting at 113. And then there's even another species unknown above us at 70. Now, here's the big thing we have over the Alkari. Technology. They're sitting at 3100, which I kind of look at it like they have 31 inventions and we have 37 inventions. So to be ahead by that 600 is pretty significant. We also have a more powerful economy by a pretty good amount. We're relatively close in conquest, meaning our military might is roughly similar. And then over on the far side, the Antaran's victory, we have investigated 1 of 4 Antaran runes, 100 of 400. The Alkari have investigated 1 of 400. No one else has started any Antaran investigations yet. And that's on the little Antaran asteroids. So, looks like the Alkari are our main opponent at this point. So, we could keep on a path of peace, where we essentially try to let the other species fight it out amongst themselves, and we just build up our area of the galaxy. We could convert our gas giant and asteroid belts into 4 more planets, thus increasing our size that way. A little limited. We could focus heavily on research and try and race ahead on that. And via our spy networks and diplomacy, we could just make peace, make alliances in steal technology or trade technologies. In the end, whether or not we conquer all the other alien species we do need to defeat the Antarans. So that could be our goal. If we wanted to play the game peacefully, we could try and win via diplomatic means and get elected, president of the galaxy, and that would be a way to win. We could use our technology to reach technological ascension and win that way. Or if we want to have some fighting, we could go in and fight the Antarans, because they're just evil insect alien guys. Yeah, they're not, we can just beat them up, no one cares, and we could win that way. So those are all ways to win without being a military overlord and trying to conquer the other, species within the galaxy. Or you could do that. You can be like Wrath of Khan. You could just go out there and, Mongol horde style, overwhelm everyone else. We're going to have to make that decision here pretty shortly. I think the weak link, though, is the Darloks at this point. We know we can conquer Null if we wanted to anytime, but they only have 2 planets. Like, we have more planets. We have as many gas giants as we could convert in our own territory as we could get from defeating the Null. There's almost no point to defeating them. But the Darloks, yeah, I see their sector of the galaxy up there, all that purple. I could see going and taking over some of that, potentially. And then I guess it's worth noting, there are 2 other unknown species that we haven't found yet. Although, to be quite fair, it looks like they're struggling. One of them is clearly at the bottom of the pile, I'm guessing, right here. And then the other one is, not bad, but they're pretty weak in research. They're kind of floating around here in, like, the middle of the pack. So I think that's it for today. We'll have to make some decisions, make some commitments on the next session. But if you watched, thank you so much. Take care.